We all have a gift. You have a gift, I have a gift. And some of us have the gift of being great salesmen. And this gift is so important to so many organizations around the world because having a group of successful salesmen is crucial to your company's long term growth, stability, and success. And as I sit here next to you, you guys are thinking of the question, what makes a great salesman? And this question has been an enigma for scientists, psychologists, and experts in the market for the past 50 years, and there hasn't been a concrete answer until the duo of David Mayer and Herbert Greenberg came out with a solution in their article named What Makes a Good Salesman, ironically. And they actually make it seem pretty simple, as they focus on two traits that must be within the salesman to become successful. Through their learning, through their findings, we learn about the importance of walking in someone else's footsteps using our empathy. We learn about what it means to have that inner will to conquer with your ego drive. But we also learn about how companies like this should not be looking at experience and the tests you guys administer to look for favorable traits in selecting the prospects that walk through your doorstep in becoming an employee for our organization. Empathy. It's every single human being's aspect of looking at someone else's life and trying to feel with them. Everyone has a different life. Everyone has a specific strand of DNA that makes them different, and we all face specific issues in our daily lives. But sometimes we just need somebody to help us make those decisions. This is when the salesman comes into play. We are there to eradicate any issues and problems that the customer has and give them the solution. The power of empathy is enormous, and the ability to feel with your client is a trait that must be encompassed in a tremendous way to become a successful salesman. As David Mayer and Herbert Greenberg stated in their article, a salesman simply cannot sell well without the invaluable and irreplaceable ability to get a powerful feedback from the client through empathy. Invaluable and irreplaceable. That's right. Something that cannot have any exceptions in your personality must be executed in every sales meeting or presentation to have a successful close. At the end of the day, you want the customer to shake your hand and have them coming back to you with customer loyalty back to your company and making you more money. Creating that connection is so tremendous to getting them from their need state to their ideal state in the best and most efficient value way. But with empathy, we can build that one-on-one relationship. But what about our relationship with ourselves? We need to have that inner will to conquer, our ego drive. To become a successful salesman, you must have that ego drive. The most important trait that you can encompass, in my opinion. The ambition and confidence that you must have in the sales meeting is unparalleled. When something doesn't go your way, do you just stay on the ground and say, I don't feel like doing it? No, you get back up. The word quit should never be in your vocabulary. And what do? You look back at your past failure and experience and try to move on to the next one and shake hands with your next client. With the natural state of the selling profession, you're going to have more no's than yeses, but you can't have that bring you down. We all fail, but we all learn how to get back up and stay on track. And Mayer and Greenberg also stated, rather than looking back at the failure, your failure must act as a trigger, as an emotion, as a motivation towards a greater effort. The failure must trigger your need for success. And that should always be the case in the presentation. The word quit should never be in your vocabulary, and you must have that inner fire to get back up and look at what you did wrong and learn from it and proceed with the most confidence to the next presentation. But not everybody has these traits, and companies have often been looking for experience and quality traits that their current salesmen have. And how do people from the street that are trying to apply for our company have those traits to succeed in our market? Turns out that every market is different. And if you're just looking for these traits as well as experience, you're going to have A level and B level prospects walking through by your door and going to the competitors and making them money. That's the last thing we do. The idea of experience should not be the most important when choosing a client. You must be able to tell that the person has the ambition and the interpersonal emotion to sell. And that's what will make him a successful salesperson. You are given the mold of the two traits that are vital to becoming successful. Your job is to find somebody that can fit that mold. And looking at these favorable traits that you guys want to see out of your applicants in your tests is simply inaccurate. Not everyone is going to have the same interests. And as David Mayer and Herbert Greenberg also stated, the fact that an individual might have the same interest pattern as a successful salesman does not mean he can sell. Even if he wants to sell, it doesn't mean that he can. I personally believe that you should stop administering these tests, you should stop looking at experience, and you should be focusing on the prospects that have the raw talent and the emotion and the inner drive to force that sale. Excuse me, not force the sale, but make it happen in any way possible. Bring the value proposition to the customer. You must be their number one go to, and you must have that inner drive inside of you to finish that deal. And unless we look at applicants in a different way rather than their answers on a piece of paper or how many years they've been with a previous company, I don't think we're going anywhere in this market. You must evolve with the ever changing dynamics of sales, and empathy and ego drive will go a long way in doing so. Thank you.